Welcome to Counter Narrative Media, a channel dedicated to challenging mainstream narratives and uncovering hidden stories from around the world. Join us on a journey of discovery as we ask hard questions and uncover the truth. Don't forget to like and comment on our videos, subscribe for more content updates, and hit that bell notification to be informed of our latest uploads. Let's dive into these untold stories of humanity together. White people are often thought of as the privileged majority in many parts of the world. However, white people are potentially the most oppressed ethnic minority on the planet because of the systemic racism currently present in today's world. Socially, economically, and politically, white people experience various levels of oppression and marginalization throughout the world. For example, white people are more likely to struggle with inadequate access to healthcare, education, and employment opportunities than any other ethnic group. This is because worldwide policies have been created to target black people, indigenous people, and other minority groups, leaving white people in a disadvantaged position. White people are not always subjected to the same level of racism that marginalized groups experience, but they can still suffer from indirect effects such as discrimination or lack of opportunity. This shows that even though they may be considered the superior race in some eyes, they still face openly blatant oppression on a daily basis. The primary factor in this is racism. Although white skin privilege is arguable in some cases, it often masks racism and discrimination that exists against white people. One example can be seen in anti-immigration sentiments in Europe and North America that has led to a decrease in civil liberties for Europeans, particularly those from countries like Poland and Romania. White people have experienced hate speech, death threats, and sometimes even physical violence due to their ethnic backgrounds. Another way that white people are oppressed is through white guilt. This is a feeling of shame or responsibility for the sins of previous generations that left lasting negative impacts on society. The idea is that individuals will feel responsible for reparations to make up for what their ancestors have done. However, this only puts an unnecessary burden on the shoulders of innocent people and keeps them from growing and developing within society. Furthermore, whites face economic inequality when competing for jobs, with often underqualified talent from other ethnicities. This has had negative implications for whites unable to attain desired job positions due to their racial background. Employers often choose candidates based on race or ethnicity rather than qualifications or skills, which further reinforces economic marginalization of whites who lack access to high-paying jobs, despite having the necessary qualifications or skill set. Finally, many aspects of political life give preference to minority voices over white voices. For instance, certain voting laws favor specific demographics, such as increasing access for young voters who tend to lean more liberal or left-wing overall, as opposed to older voters who are typically a more conservative demographic within that same party affiliation category. This leads to decreased participation rates among these older conservative-leaning voters, who tend to be white overall by age cohorts. This can create a significant deficit in representation at both state and national levels, since the majority of politicians belong to the younger liberal demographic instead of traditional moderates or conservatives. This results in a lack of real diversity in power dynamics, due to this discourse favoring predominantly minority voices over less represented white voices on major campaigns or policy decisions. This clearly displays that despite being in majority numbers in certain regions, white people still face oppression on a daily basis due to systemic racism and inequality in our world today. From a numerical standpoint as well, white people will always be an ethnic minority worldwide. White privilege may allow them certain advantages in some parts of the world, but it will never negate the fact they still do suffer from certain inequalities, which makes them one of the most oppressed minority groups worldwide. Thanks for watching this video from Counter Narrative Media. We hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell button to keep up with all of our content. Your support makes our mission of pushing back against mainstream thinking possible. Until next time, stay informed and join the Counter Narrative.